Greetings and salutations, everybody. I was not going to make a video tonight until I saw this article and heard what some people had to say about it and how twisted it got. So I want to clear this up for those people that actually use Sprint, okay? So maybe I shouldn't be saying anything about it. Maybe I should. I don't know. But, I mean, it is what it is, right? So on this article, it talks about, that, if you got Sprint's unlimited freedom or 50% promos, a bill shock is coming your way. And I think the confusion with the unlimited freedom side is that they're referring to unlimited freedom. And what a lot of consumers don't know is that Sprint has like a list of different types of the unlimited freedom plan, okay? They've had multiple ones that are exactly the same, and they use different verbiage on it. For example, we had an unlimited freedom promotional plan for new customers, $20 per line, so 5 lines would be $100. Then we had another promo, which was 5 lines for $90. Then we had another promotion, 5 lines for $100. Now, the difference between the two 5 lines for $100 is that one of them was $20 each line, right? So 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, $100. Now, the verbiage changes with this 5 lines for $100 because it's 25, 25, 25, 25, 5th line free. Same thing, worded differently. So there's different promotions, right? And that's what this article is talking about. So it's not talking about the regular unlimited freedom plan where the first line is 65, second line is 45, lines 3 to 10 is 35, with auto pay as a $5 discount off each line. They're not talking about that one. That's the main unlimited freedom plan offered by Sprint that any customer, new or old, can get, okay? So this one's talking about the promos, basically, the 5 lines for 100 or whatever. And then also the 50% off promos. Now, the 50% off promos have been around for a while. What they were is that if you, hypothetically speaking, say you were with either AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon, and you paid $100 a month for 10 gigabytes. Well, we would charge you only $50 for 10 gigabytes if you port over to us. And those were a limited time. Like every one of these promotional plans has a limited time. It's always explained, it's always shown on the banners, on the flyers. It's limited. So, you would get maybe a year. I know this past 2017 on 4th of July, we had a special that if you ported in from another provider, you got an entire year service on the unlimited freedom plan free per line. So if you had 2 lines free for a whole year. 4th of July 2018 is when your service would just go back to normal. So these things aren't forever. Trust me, I know this. I explain this every day to Sprint customers who call in upset. They've been with us for 20 years. They can't get the 5 lines for 100 because it's only for new signups. They're upset. I have to explain that this is not something that a new customer gets today and will have for the rest of their lives. No, it's a limited time. Now, what's interesting is how this one talks about how for 4 lines, it's going to go up to $30. And I think that's kind of funny. $30, okay. I must have missed the memo, which I read all of the communications that Sprint communicates to its employees, so I know what types of changes are going to happen, because it'd be really dumb working in retention to go into a conversation with a customer who's wanting to leave without knowledge. And the last that I remember from most of the promotions is that they're being extended. So with the unlimited freedom, the 5 lines for 100 is actually being extended until March 19th of 2019. So, I'm not sure where they got this source information from. Maybe it was possible that it was going to go up to $30 per line. Who knows? But something has to have changed because it's not communicated to all of us. Now, these 50% off deals, yes, because we have been targeting customers who call in. That is something that we are definitely notified on the account when we speak with them, is that we have to let them know that, hey, your 50% off promo for signing up with us from porting in, that's about to change. You might want to look into options of picking one of our unlimited freedom plans or some of the other plans that we have, because your bill is about to go up to this. And while a lot of people write these horror stories that Sprint never communicates to their customers, you got to take everything at a 50-50, right? It's not just all one way, okay? The horror stories are painted like, yeah, Sprint never tells their customers anything, and they just surprise them. But a lot of these bad written reviews, some of them are legit. I'm going to give it that. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat everything. There are some things that's legitimately wrong. There are major mistakes that Sprint makes. I'm not going to, absolve them of their errors. They make a lot of errors. That's why they're in 4th place, right? That's why they're still losing customers every day. That's why customers are finding better deals with other providers, because they make a lot of major mistakes. But also at the same time too, customers feel entitled to things, or they don't want to hear things. Like they'll call in upset about their bill, they're explaining their bill, they're told why their bill is this high. What'd they do? Customers be like, I'm paying $60 more than what I paid when I upgraded 2 months ago. Yeah, but when you upgraded 2 months ago, your bill was supposed to be this, but you decided to, add a case, add a smartwatch, add an Onyx Bluetooth speaker, add a waterproof case, and you couldn't pay for all that up front. So then the Sprint rep was like, hey, you know what? We could just ball this up into like an installment billing payout, and you pay like $30 a month for 24 months, and all these items will be paid off. And they're so quick to say yes, because they're going to walk out the store with everything without having to pay full price for it. And then 2 months later, forgotten, the full aspects of the deal, and then they're like complaining their bill's like $30 more or $60 more. I mean, these things happen on a day-to-day basis. So it's not all bad. Like every written review, like one person wrote a review to Sprint and said that they refused to unlock the phone that he purchased with them at full price. Well, of course they did, because it is in their rules that in order to unlock a Sprint device, it has to be active on their network for more than 50 days, and it has to be fully purchased out. Now, they're not in the business, of losing money. So say a customer from AT&T wants the iPhone 10 on AT&T, and say AT&T chooses to sell it at $1,500. He can't afford it. Sprint is selling it for $900. Okay, so he goes to Sprint and he pays $900 for the iPhone 10. Well, that's $900 that Sprint made right then and there. But AT&T is going to make more of the money in the long run, because the customer is still with AT&T and brought that iPhone 10 to AT&T and is using it on AT&T now. All Sprint got out of it was a measly $900 that's going to show for the quarterlies for that quarter, but the next quarter is not going to show anything. No growth, no nothing. So it doesn't make sense to do that. So how do you kind of do that? Well, yes, it is kind of like, there's people are saying, well, they're suckering them into it because they have to sign up for an account. 50 days makes you go beyond the 14-day satisfaction guarantee. So if you try to cancel after 50 days, you're going to owe so much for the cancellation. And again, these are businesses trying to make money, right? If you don't like it, you don't have to buy the phone from Sprint. Buy it from AT&T and just fork out $1,500. So they go and they plaster that Sprint was being greedy and not wanting to unlock their phone. And it's like, yeah, because you blindly went into the Sprint store and said, hey, I'll buy the iPhone 10 at this amount, and then call in to get it unlocked when it doesn't even meet the unlock requirements. So these are things that happens. Like Sprint is, would I recommend anyone to go to it? No, not at this time, because there are so much things that need to be figured out. There are so much things that need to be fixed. But is Sprint this evil company, and T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon are all angelic? No. If you're ruling Sprint as being the devil and the rest are being angelic, then you're looking through the glass in an odd way, because all 4 companies are all devils. At the end of the day, they're all there to make money. They want you to feel like they care about you and your needs, but at the end of the day, they're just trying to line their pockets. So that's pretty much it. So with these quotes, these things, yes, we do let customers know that their plan rates are about to change. We either, send it to them on, if they have e-bill, they're notified through e-bill. Is it our fault if a customer has a new email address and didn't update it with us? No. We're not mind readers to know, like, said customer who's used this email address to get their e-bill every month just got a new Gmail account. We're not going to know that and be able to update that automatically. I've had people tell me that too. You're supposed to know these things. No, I don't know everything about your personal life. So, yeah, it's your responsibility to call in and update that, so then your e-bill gets to you in a timely manner. It is your responsibility as a consumer to read your bills, to know what you're being charged for, instead of getting charged for something and then calling in 6 months later and saying, I've been charged this much extra every month. Why haven't you been paying attention of your bill? It's not my responsibility to look at your bill. It's my responsibility to fix errors and get things done the way they're supposed to be. But it's your responsibility as a consumer to know what you're being billed for. So that's it for this rant. May offend some people. Apologize if it does. But it is what it is. So hopefully that clears that up for those customers who are with Sprint. And yes, you should definitely call in and get a better rate plan. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. If you're on the Unlimited Freedom promo, 5 lines for $100, that has been told to have been extended until March 19th, 2019. So, but still, if you want to be sure, always call in. Call in and verify. That's all I got to say for now. Good night.